Hi everyone, it's Graham again and welcome back to my channel. So today I am back with part 2 of my December book haul. I have 7 books to show you, 2 of which are the same book, but we'll get to that later. So without much further ado, here we go. So the first book I've got to show you was a gift from a mutual friend of mine and my husband's. My husband actually works with this gentleman and he and his wife are the loveliest couple, and they quite often clear out their bookshelves and send on the books that they don't want anymore to me because, yeah. But Serial Killers, The Growing Menace by Joel Norris. I am a fan of true crime, as I've said many times on the channel. True crime, I was going to say is a passion of mine, but I wouldn't exactly go probably that far. I enjoy crime for the detection, and I think I've discussed that before as well. I shall read you the back of this because this sounds really interesting. The rise in the number of multiple murderers is one of the most horrifying trends of recent times. This disturbing book examines the backgrounds and personal testimonies of a variety of serial killers and asks, and chillingly answers, the question, what is it about these people that drives them to commit these wanton and senseless killings? People like Charles Manson, whose masterminding of the Tate LaBianca murders with his family was a manifestation of his helter-skelter vision of Armageddon. Leonard Lake, who financed his survivalist lifestyle by making gruesome snuff movies and boiling his victims down for soup. A brilliant and useful book about an epidemic that is threatening lives and destroying peace of mind on a scale unparalleled in history. And that's a quote from someone called Jack Olson. I really look forward to getting to this at some point soon. It's going to be added to my ever-growing collection of true crime books, and I am happy for it. I will change the pile of books there. Pop these over a bit. So the next one is a book that I saw in Tesco, and it looked incredible, and then when I got it home I realised that, bookish pet peeve, there is a sticker on the front, but then the sticker reads signed by the author. Now I have never picked up a book other than in a charity shop. I've never picked up a book in a supermarket or a bookshop, possibly a bookshop maybe, that has been signed by the author. It is Kill a Stranger by Simon Kernick. To save a life, would you take another? This sounds incredible, but I shall show you the author's signature. And it says inside that it is a signed edition as well. So yeah, it sounds awesome, so I'll read you the back. If you want her to live, someone else must die. But do you know who she really is? What would you do to save your loved one? And do you know who she really is? They took your fiancé. They framed you for murder. You're given one chance to save her. To clear your name, you must kill someone. They give you the time and place, the weapon, the target. You have less than 24 hours. You only know that no one can be trusted, and nothing is what it seems. That sounds like everything I absolutely love in a crime thriller, and I can't wait to get to that. And the fact that it's signed as well, and it's also a first edition, so that's cool. So the next one is also another one that I picked up in Tesco's, and I'd seen this a couple of places before. I haven't read anything by this author before, but I do own, I think, her previous book, which is, I think, a sort of a retelling or a reimagining of Henry James's Turn of the Screw, I think, and I can't remember what that book is called, but if I do, I'll pop it down on the screen somewhere. It is One by One by Ruth Ware. This also sounds like an incredibly entertaining crime thriller, and I can't wait to get to it. A luxury chalet, an opportunity of a lifetime, until guests start to disappear, one by one. Let's have a look at the inside. The compulsive, atmospheric new thriller from the queen of modern-day murder mystery. Snow is falling in the exclusive alpine ski resort of Saint Antoine, as the shareholders and directors of Snoop the hottest new music app, gather for a make or break corporate retreat to decide the future of the company. At stake is a $1 billion .com buyout that could make them all millionaires, or leave some of them out in the cold. The clock is ticking on the offer, and with the group irrevocably split, tensions are running high. When an avalanche cuts the chalet off from help and one board member goes missing in the snow, the group is forced to ask, would someone resort to murder to get what they want? Clearly, they've resorted to murder to get what they want, and I can't wait to find out what it's all about, because I have heard that this is really good. Like, I've heard that the rest of this author's work is very good indeed also. So, yeah. Now the next one was a birthday gift from my husband, although I got it very late in fact very early in December, because it arrived on the 30th and he immediately thought that it was something that he'd ordered for my Christmas. And it was a week after that we'd seen a live stream by this author, and it was very entertaining. I absolutely adored it. It was through fane.co.uk. I'll pop the address downstairs in the comments. But I was thinking, after the live stream, it's usually about a week later that the book arrives, and it was like almost, a week and a half, and I thought, that book's not here. Has it been delivered and you've just forgotten to give me it? Because it was meant to be a birthday gift. It's Troy by Stephen King, and this is signed by Stephen King, although the book itself isn't. It's one of these gorgeous book plates that's inside. I don't know if you can see that. But yeah, so the event was through Fane, and the book came from Topping and Company. So yeah, independent bookstore being supported. I really can't wait to get to this as well, although I believe I have 2 other novels to read before this. I do own both of them, but apparently they're not standalones. They are. I might be wrong, but yeah, I do think that you have to read them one after the other. The third goddess stepped forward. I cannot offer you wisdom or power, she said in a soft voice. She lifted her face, and Paris was dazzled by the sight. My name is Aphrodite, said the vision. My offer to you is this. She was holding a scallop shell, which she passed to him. Inside the shell, moving and alive, there shone the shimmering image of the most entrancing, captivating, enthralling, and bewitching face he had ever seen. Flames leapt to his cheeks. His heart, throat, head, and stomach pounded so hard that he thought he might burst apart. And then behind, hold on, I haven't prepared this very well. Silly me. I don't want to damage it, because there is more. Who was all he could say. My name is Helen, said Aphrodite. Sorry, her name is Helen, said Aphrodite. If the apple is mine, she will be yours. Okay, so I shall read you the inside of the book as well once I put it all back together without damaging it. So the dust jacket, in fact, I'll just take the dust jacket off. I should have done that. The dust jacket design is the same as what's on the covers of the book. It's like a sort of like a hard cloth bound edition, and I think it's beautiful. But Graham is going to need the the dust jacket to read what's inside the book. Dearie me, not prepared at all. My goodness, brain everywhere. Troy, the most marvellous kingdom in all the world, the jewel of the Aegean, glittering Ilion, the city that rose and fell, not once but twice. The story of Troy speaks to all of us. The kidnapping of Helen, the queen celebrated for her beauty, sees the Greeks launch 1,000 ships against that great city, to which they will lay siege for 10 whole and very bloody years. It is Zeus, the king of the gods, who triggers war when he asks the Trojan prince Paris to judge the fairest goddess of them all. Aphrodite bribes Paris with the heart of Helen, wife of King Menelaus of the Greeks, and naturally nature takes its course. It is a terrible, brutal war with casualties on all sides. The Greeks cannot defeat the Trojans. Achilles, the Greeks' boldest warrior, is consumed with jealousy over an ally's choice of lover. The Trojan slave, Briseis, and will not fight. The stage is set for the oldest and greatest story ever told, where monstrous passions meet the highest ideals and the lowest cunning. In Troy you will find heroism and hatred, love and loss, revenge and regret, desire and despair, written bloodily in the sands of a distant shore. That sounds absolutely stunning, and I cannot wait to get to it. Embarrassingly, I have never read any of Stephen King's writing. My husband has, and he says that his writing is very, very good. I do own several of Stephen King's books, like the previous two in his sort of reimaginings of the Greek tales, but I've never actually read them myself. He spoke about this book in his Fame stream, and he's just such an incredible man. Just the life that he injected into what he was reading. It's his story that he's reading, so it was the way that he wrote it, but he just brings it to life, and I can't, for that reason, wait to get to this. So the third last book that I have to show you, but the second last thing that I'm going to show you, that doesn't make sense, but in my mind it did. So yeah, is Diana, her true story in her own words, and it's a completely revised edition by Andrew Morton. So on the bottom you'll see that it says 1961 to 1997, so this is the edition of the book that came out for the first time in 1992, which kind of was very explosive at the time. I remember my mum having a copy of it. My mum was a massive fan of Princess Diana, and I remember my mum being very sort of, whoa, wow, this is like massive, this is huge. And yeah, so after watching The Crown and series 4 of The Crown anyway, and a few documentaries about Diana after that, I was really interested to get my hands on a copy of this book. I think I tried to get my mum's, but she doesn't have it anymore, unfortunately. So I went online and picked one up. Not cheap. I'm going to say that right now, not cheap, very rare. And this book has never been read, because when I opened it, it made that sort of cracking noise that a new book makes. So yeah, worth the money, but expensive. When Diana, her true story, was published in 1992, it was met with a hail of abuse from the British establishment. As time passed, it became clear, even to the greatest doubters, that it was indeed Diana's true story. And finally, in 1995, she revealed in a BBC interview that she had cooperated with Andrew Morton. What was not known, however, until the publication of this new edition, was that Diana, her true story, was based almost entirely on her own words, supplemented by interviews with her friends. In 1992, when this book was first conceived and written, Diana felt trapped and powerless within the royal family. She knew that the truth about her life was submerged under a mountain of royal propaganda. In 1991, she made the decision to tell her own story, no matter what the cost. And so she and Andrew Morton began a collaboration which was to shake the royal family to its foundations and eventually allow Diana to seek a new life. Tragically, that new and briefly happy life is over. But in this new volume, Diana is able finally to tell her own story in her own words. Its pages contain her own testament, the closest we will ever come to her autobiography. Like I say, my mum has read this, when it first came out. I don't know if she's reread it since, but she didn't have her edition when I asked her for it. Mum. But I really look forward to getting to this, because Princess Diana has always been one of these people that has enthralled me, and because there's just something about her. She's almost otherworldly, and endlessly fascinating. There was just something about Princess Diana, and I can't wait to get to this. I think it'll be an emotional ride, because I think everyone who is of a certain age knows where they were the day they found out Princess Diana died, and I was certainly quite affected by it. Just the thought of William and Harry being alone without their mother, who clearly very dearly adored the two of them. Yeah, but that's that one. So the last one or two that I'm going to show you are the same book, slightly different editions. One is a normal kind of bog standard edition, and the other one is a festive edition, and it's from a genre that I probably wouldn't read if it wasn't for a book club. This is the I'm not sure if it's December's choice or January's choice for Sykes and Savage Book Club, with Simon Savage and Melanie Sykes, but it is Grown Ups by Marian Keyes. So this is the normal edition, and this is the festive one. I was doing a bit of last minute Christmas shopping, and I remembered that I needed to pick this up for the book club. And when I saw this, I thought, brilliant, I'll pick it up. And then when I picked this up, this was sat behind it. So I had a bit of a dilemma going on. Which one do I get? As you can see, I got them both. So yeah, my next dilemma is, which copy do I read? So yeah, that's exciting. I will read you from this one, and I shall read you the inside. They're a glamorous family, the Caseys. John Casey, his two brothers Ed and Liam, their beautiful, talented wives and their kids spend a lot of time together. Birthday parties, anniversary celebrations, weekends away, and they're a happy family. Johnny's wife Jessie, who has the most money, insists on it. Under the surface though, conditions are murkier. While some people clash, other people like each other far too much. Everything stays under control until Ed's wife Cara gets concussion and can't keep her thoughts to herself. My kind of women. One careless remark at Johnny's birthday party, with the entire family present, starts Cara spilling out all their secrets. In the subsequent unravelling, every one of the adults finds themselves wondering if it's time, finally, to grow up. Like I say, it's not really a book that's from a genre that I read, so this is slightly out of my comfort zone. I would probably place this under the heading of chick lit. I might be wrong, but yeah. It's also a chunker. It's over 600 pages long, so that's not intimidating in the least. But yeah, so I'm excited to get to all of those books, and I'm kind of excited to get to the chick lit one, the Marian Keyes Grown Ups for Simon Savage and Melanie Sykes' book club for January. I'm going to start it in January. Yeah, so anyway, before I start blabbering on and distract you from what you're doing, working from home, goodness knows what else. What are we doing these days? Yeah, so thank you so much for watching, everyone. Whatever you're doing, I hope you have so much fun doing it. Whatever you're reading, I hope you love it. Stay fabulous, be amazing, be yourself, stay safe, and I'll see you again soon for another video. Bye bye.